What's up, guys? This is Codes.
Matthew Anthony here.
Hey guys, Anammer here.
Hi, my name's Golf.
Mac Vaughn here.
My name's Winter.
Dom Kane. Bjorn Akesson.
Julian Gray.
Christian Vance.
The Secrets.
US.
Protoculture.
Austin Hot.
Hi folks, and welcome back to another Sonic Academy Live. I'm joined with Chris, as always.
Finally
Yes.
we got off
at a
our
slightly
lazy fat
different
asses.
time. So yeah, but we made it back. It only took us
How many months?
4 months.
July, August, September, October. 4 months. We said we were going to go away for 2 months. We took it 4 months. We're very, very sorry for that.
Yep. So we have a lot of stuff to cover, a lot of new releases and stuff. And
Should we say hello to all the people
yes,
on the
say
chat?
hello to all the people. Let me get the chat up.
So I can't believe all the faces are back. We've got Majestic Pillow, Deadly Custard, the Sonar DJ, Dennis Van der Meer is back, DJ Cool, Toby Pierce, Chrissy, Show Me the Lights, Ron Moore, Mike Bede. We give you very short notice as well. We only give you like 12 hours. Mark Anthony, Techalite is there, Mike Beard. Everyone, hello, welcome back. Glad to see us. Can you let us know what you think of this new time of 4 p.m. GMT? Does it suit? Do you like it? Is it better? Is it worse? We were just thinking of trying it for a few weeks to see how it goes. Let us know in the comments if this is something that suits you all.
Yeah.
And lots of big news this week. So we have had 2 major DAW updates,
Yes.
which we're
Cubase
going to talk about
11,
later.
Ableton 11.
Ableton 11.
And I think it's
on.
ironic slightly that they're both called 11, and I would say that they have both taken features from each other that the other one was probably well known for. So in Ableton 11 now we've got vocal comping, which was a good reason to go over to Cubase or Logic or whatever, and that's now included. And Cubase have updated their sample track editor, so you can now slice beats and do all the stuff that Ableton has been doing for a while. So there's sort of this like weird merging of DAWs. You know, are we going to end up in a place where just they all just do all the same stuff, and it's really kind of just a preference what one you go for? So I'm not sure.
I suppose, yeah, back in, I think, what was it, August, that we had the Logic update, which gave us scenes and loop players and a lot of Ableton-esque stuff. I mean, it definitely feels like a lot of the DAWs are very much focusing in on electronic music and servicing those guys
Trying
rather
to
than
be
more
cool.
the
Yeah, I mean,
Trying
I
to
think,
be cool.
What's the other one? No, yeah, Cubase has got Is it Pusher, Squasher, or something? It's called, which is, I think it looks like an OTT type clone. It's a multi-band compressor with upward compression. And they've
dynamic EQs and stuff.
Yeah. So that's all good stuff. We're going to be taking a deep dive into Ableton 11 in a minute. So if you have any questions or any stuff you want to see, we have it in front of us so we can have a look through that. What else is happening, Chris? We've been away for so long. What have we missed?
What have we missed? We have been, to be honest, we've been very, very busy. We have released, what do you call it? Anna 2, Volume 12?
Anna 2, Volume
Progressive
12,
Trance?
yes, the Progressive Trance.
Progressive Trance. We are also doing, which we'll tell you about now, is a week of newbie beginners programming in the first week of December. So I'm going to call it up so I don't get wrong here. This is called Noob Fest.
Yeah.
And we've kind of redone, we've reshot and re-edited our beginner's guide. It was just looking a bit sort of old and tired, and we thought we'd give it a re-rub.
I think
and
we'd
bring it
sort
up to
of
date.
a few years ago we I think we read a forum poster somewhere about Sonic Academy, and someone was saying, "Oh yeah, it's just for beginners." And I think after that, we sort of started doing a lot more advanced content, getting producers and artists involved, and sort of, I think the content maybe then started to skew a bit more toward
Too advanced.
too advanced. Well, I think you need both, but I think we sort of focus maybe more on that audience, and I think we're maybe missing out on some newbies, beginners that don't know how to get into stuff. So we are.
It was. Sorry, go ahead.
We're just redoing the beginner's guide, keeping it up to date with all the newest stuff. So it was a sort of a guide on, what's RAM, what's CPU, what's hard drive space, what do you need to get going, all that stuff for basics. I'm sure a lot of the guys that are joining us here, they sort of already know a lot of this anyway. But if you have any friends who are getting into it, get them to tune in, and we'll explain all that stuff. And then what else have we got?
We've got this. So that on Monday, we're going to release our beginner's guide videos, and we're also going to release information on a big competition we're running, and that's where you can win. We're giving away 3 beginner systems, so you'll get a set of speakers, you'll get a sound card, and you'll get a controller, which we'll test out. On the Tuesday, we're doing Top DAW Challenge, so we're trying to put all our experts into the seat of a noob. So we're giving them DAWs that they don't usually work in.
And
so
these are the entry level DAWs, so it'll be like Ableton Intro or Lite. I can't remember which one we're doing on that.
One of those.
Studio
Cubase
One.
LE.
Yeah, so all the sort of maybe not the totally beginner one, but the sort of the studio versions, or the
GarageBand.
sub 100 quid versions of all those DAWs. And what did I get? What one have I to do? Studio One, am I?
Did you get Studio One? I can't
I
remember.
got Studio One, so I'm to try and I've never opened Studio One in my life, so I have to go and open it up, and within an hour I have to try and make a track as if I was a noob.
As a noob. So we're giving 7 challenges. You've got to try and make a track in 1 hour, and you have 7 challenges to try and even add a loop and chop it up and stuff. So it's going to be kind of cut together, but hopefully a bit of fun where you watch these professionals really struggle to get their heads around new DAWs. And it's to try and tell guys starting out, look, it is kind of daunting, and even these guys who work every day on content and stuff, they find it difficult.
Yeah, it'll just take
so that's time. That's on the Tuesday. On the Wednesday, we're doing beginner's gear review again. We've bought 3 systems, and Phil's going to test them out.
Yep, you can see some in the background here. We were starting filming this week. We've got PreSonus Eris E5s. We've got Yamaha HS5s for the speakers, and then we've got the cheap set of Behringer ones, which were like really cheap. And we have what sound cards did we get? We got a Behringer UH5, 30 quid.
See how that sounds. We got a Focusrite, and we got the PreSonus one.
The PreSonus, yeah. So they were both. Well, the Focusrite was 99, and the PreSonus was 88. And then we got 3 controllers. We got a launch keys. The Native Instruments A49, and then we got a really cheap one, which I think is one of Gear for Music's just sort of standard MIDI controllers. So we're going to be testing those out and seeing what difference it makes, and what is the sweet spot for a price point. So that'll be interesting.
And then we'll put together our favorite system that will be given away as first prize. Second favorite system will be second prize. So then on the Thursday we're going to do beginners, producers Q&A. So during the day we're going to on social media ask questions. We'll sort of get them all together, and then we'll do a special live show on Thursday. We answer lots of newbie questions, and then on the Friday we reveal the competition winners. So on the 11th of December, 3 people out there could win a new setup for Christmas. So that would be pretty cool, wouldn't it?
Yep. So if you have any friends getting into it or asking you about it, or would like to know more, then get them involved. And if any of you are just interested in winning a bunch of stuff, by all means jump on board. And even I think it's also a good idea if there are some more experienced people that can be about on those days. They might want to help answer questions that maybe come in as well. So
can I just say, Phil,
you can,
and I haven't done this in a long time, can you hit the like button?
Yes.
Smash
a
bell.
Does the subscribe?
Have we got a graphic?
Hey.
Yay! We have a graphic for that.
Still works.
So hit subscribe and bell, and tell all your friends. Share this. We haven't done Demo Doctor this week because we kind of been announced this late. We will do it next week. So we have a landing page, don't we, Philip?
Yes. So Demo Doctor's changed. I think we just changed it just on like one of our last shows, or maybe just before. So let's see if this works. So this is the new landing page for Sonic Academy Live. You pop your info in there, and you can choose whether you want to submit for Demo Doctor or a Fix My Mix, and then you just upload your file, and that'll go direct to us, and it's nicely organized in each week, so we can check through the stuff a lot easier now.
Yep. So if you want to get your demos in, I don't know if you remember last season, we found some truly amazing demos. Everyone on the chat, even us in the studio, totally buzzing listening to these amazing things. I can remember DRL, Owl, all those sort of tracks just still sit with me. So so we have New Fest coming up first week of December. We have new uploader for Sonic Academy Live. We have Black Friday announcements. So if you want to keep up to date, we again have a new page for it.
Yeah, so we've a landing page which you can just enter your email, and it'll just buzz you out an email when all those go live, and there'll be some pretty big sales on, I would imagine, on some stuff. So there you go. That's you. Everyone caught up. Probably should mention at this stage as well, this week's course is pretty cool, because I will get chatting and I'll forget about it. It is King Unique looking at the massive Hydrosynth. It is really in depth. We've also got the new 1.5 firmware update, so it opens up lots of new possibilities. Will he had his course? What's the gist with Hydrosynth? I don't know a huge amount about it.
It's just this big fat poly synth that's kind of
synth in it.
Digital synth. I think is it a Japanese designer? It's kind of this small sort of company, but it's just a beast. I think it's an absolute beast of a thing, and really punches above its weight. I think it's pricey enough, but really intuitive and stuff. And I think just the possibilities are just incredible on it. So I haven't had to play with it. King finished the course and he just went, "Geez, that was hard going." And Will, who edited, kept pinging me messages this week going, "This synth is just incredible." So really excited.
That's good. I mean, I always sort of wonder about digital hardware synths, and whether is there any point to them when you have plugins. Why make that into a hardware synth rather than just make a plugin?
A controller with a plugin?
Well, not even a controller.
I don't know. Maybe there's
just a hands-on.
I'm not even sure. Could be hands-on. I don't know whether there's even analog filters or something along the chain. I'm not 100% sure, but we shall be checking out the course tomorrow and finding out.
Oh, before we forget, we were talking about the beginner stuff. We actually have a video, and this video is of Graham, who is presenting the course, and this is just the first intro video. So this will give you a bit of a gist of what the beginner's guide is going to be. No, it won't.
Hi folks, and welcome to the Beginner's Guide to Music Production. Getting started in music production can be fairly daunting due to the sheer amount of gear that's out there that you can choose from. What computers should you get? What software package should you use? What about that bloke you met down the pub that says the only way to make real electronic music is to use hardware only? To be honest, there's no right or wrong answer to any of those questions. So much of it comes down to personal choice. What do you want to achieve, and what is your budget? So in this series of videos, we're going to break it down for you, taking a look at all the essentials you will need to get started making music. From computers, speakers and software, to headphones, samples, controllers and a whole lot more.
There we go.
Very cool.
Beginner's guide. So I think, how many videos are there? Sort of 10 videos, something like that.
I think there's 11 videos. So yeah, we cover everything from computer setup to speakers to controllers to iPads and stuff like that, plugins. So everything is just covered in this. It's just a really, probably most of the people on the chat, it's if you're starting out and you really have no clue, this is the first foundation, your first step.
I wonder if everyone in the chat would like to just say what sort of level they think they're at. Whether you're beginner, intermediate, advanced, what would you consider your level to be? It's sort of a hard one, isn't it, to sort of gauge what our audience, I suppose there's always going to be different types, but just to gauge what level people are at, what level they consider them at, and what sort of content they prefer watching. Do they like watching something that's just, doesn't go through every tiny wee minutiae of detail and just sort of broad strokes over like concepts and things like that? Or
because we put out a course last week, and we're really interested to see people's reaction to the course, because the course was 10, nearly 11 hours long, and it went into every detail of how to make a future house record. And we wondered, is this a good thing? Do people want to spend 10 hours watching course, or do people not really have that time anymore and want just
Yeah.
as condensed as fast as we can? So yeah, interested to see in the chat.
Got a couple of
welcome along
advanced
to
16 tracks released last year by DJ Cool. Haven't released 16 tracks in 30 years.
Jeez, that's. I was going to say that's more than one a month. That's
Yeah,
like
some
nearly
going.
1.2 a month. Well done. That's pretty darn good going. Yes, if you want to get your demos in, please send them to Sonic Academy /live with an uppercase or lowercase L. Phil,
It is
can
a
you remember?
lowercase L.
A lowercase
I
L.
will give you the
Yeah,
page again.
yeah. There you go. So maybe some of the guys could post the link into the chat there. It's lovely to see everyone back. There's D, there's Dennis Vandermeer, there's Screamy Birds, Owls there, Live Society's back. It is lovely to see all the regular names again. We have missed this. I hope you are all keeping well. I hope everything is going well and you aren't, too stuck in lockdown.
Tell us about
whole-
the top 1,000 trance tunes of all time, Chris.
Can't.
Is it not, you're not allowed to talk about that?
No, you're not allowed to talk about that.
All right, I'll not talk
Move
about it then. I have no idea what you're talking about.
No,
Okay, tell
it's-
us about being on. There was a live stream a couple of weeks ago with, was it Armin and who was it? Ferry?
Oh yeah. Ferry, we're doing a classic sort of trance thing. Yeah. And they were pulling out my old records. Yeah. And Ferry did a big stream there on Halloween night. He's doing 3 streams, past, present, and future.
Are you
and then
famous
the past
again,
one-
Chris?
I think I'm so old. It's nostalgia coming back, maybe coming back into fashion at
Yeah.
some stage.
Yeah.
So, but there you go, guys. Thank you very much for joining us. Do you want?
You should do a course on Hudson Street, the remake.
We did. I've done. I should. I'm trying to remake it at the moment. As
Yeah.
I think the last time we were chatting, I was remaking Every Day. So yeah, I could do Every Day if anyone had any interest in it. I doubt people do. I think it's so long ago.
Did you do El Nino as well, or?
No, I haven't done El Nino. I do need to get. Remember, I asked you for a CD, ROM player.
Oh yes, is that what that's for? You've got some.
Yeah. I have to pull out the old MIDI parts and stuff off CDs, see if I can get them. So it'd be interesting. I would. Yeah, I've been thinking about doing a course of trying to resurrect some old things. About maybe buying an old computer, getting an old Logic key. I need a copy of 7 to get some of my
Do you
songs.
have
on.
old projects that are in 7 that you just can't open now, or?
Yeah, I think they're in 4. I need to get them to 7,
Yeah.
and then once I get them to 7, then I can open them in 10, I think. So it would be interesting to go through that process. Can
Or
you
is there
resurrect old
Is there
tracks?
anyone that has like a service where you can like open
I
old DAWs?
I did find on a forum that a guy had like an old Dawn. He said, "Look, for I think $30 per track, I will upgrade it to 10 for you." So it would be interesting to do, because some of them I never reopened again in 7 and then went to 10, and I don't have a copy of 7 anymore. And I've got the key. I actually have the key, the dongle of 7.
So you would have I'm sure someone's got the download somewhere. Was that still
Yeah,
on
was it
PC? Or was that
eMagic?
before? Yeah, it was before Apple bought it, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think 7 was universal binary, so it was prior moving from the PowerPC chip to the Intel chip. So I think 4 was definitely PowerPC. 7 I think was universal binary.
Yeah.
So
Who did I?
yeah,
I was
interesting.
speaking to someone recently who had a PowerPC, or I've seen one. I think I saw one that came up on Facebook Marketplace. I was like, that's a G5, but it was like, do you know the old cheese grater G5, but it was a old PowerPC.
Yeah, but I had a G. I dumped about maybe 2 years ago. I threw it in the dump, and now I see on eBay that the cases are worth a fortune because
Yeah,
people
'cause
are
they're converting them into
put-
PCs.
yeah
You actually
into
dumped
PCs
it?
and haven't. I did actually dump it.
Oh my god!
No,
Well,
I
don't do
know,
that.
I know. I'm stupid with that. Should we go over to Ableton 11?
Well, we were going to play that Cubase video.
Oh yeah. Okay,
Or
we'll do that.
we have a video this week from Nate. So if you wanted to just see the features, Will has done a nice chopped down edit. It's only a couple of minutes long, so you can watch that while we get ready for Ableton 11.
Okay.
My name's Nate, and it's that time of the year again. We're looking at Cubase 11. Let's dive in and have a look. First thing I'm going to dive into though is the updated export audio window, which for me is one of the highlights of this release. There's a very nice feature with this when you're in multiple mode. You can also link it to your project file. Let's say you want to do an export of audio 2, 3, instrument 3, and let's say group 4, 3 and 4. If we come back to this one now, we can link the two together and you'll see you'll just get the channels that you want to export. Now let's take a look at how the jobs work, because this is a huge time saver. Say we're going to do a stereo out, a single stereo out of our mix, and we're going to do that as a CD master. We'll add that to the queue. Let's say we want to do a stem mix. We can go to multiple and let's do our stems, all our groups. We'll add this to the queue. We can do a second pass on our stems, that dry stems completely. This is saved in the project and you just click start queue export and that's it. So what they've done is they've kind of implemented the same curve system that you have with the standard automation into MIDI CC data, and you can now drag in curved data for the CC values of pretty much any parameter you can think of. They've also added the scale assistant, which is now new in Cubase 11 as well. If you select all the notes, you have the option here to choose from the suggestions. Now we have a bunch of options here for showing scale note guides and snapping to pitch editing, for example. With the snap enabled, it'll always remain in that scale. If we go to scales and chords, they're currently blue now because we have the snap pitch editing on, so it's actually quantizing the pitch every time we pitch that up. The live input as well currently is locked to the current scale that we have set as well. You'll see like F sharp and A flat are giving me a G. It's quantizing the pitches in real time to make sure that they stay in that scale. So we can see those chords that are out of place. We can toggle pitch visibility for events only, and you'll see it'll condense it to only the notes that have events on them. And let's just go quantize pitches. And it's now back in the scale that we were working in. If you have a vocal, for example, and you have your chords laid out here now, you can use Vari Audio to extract MIDI data from your vocals and take vocals that were written for a C major scale and apply that to a D minor scale just by using this scale assistant and quantizing it. Let's take a look at the various samples that we've got loaded in here to show off some of the new features. We have a slice mode now. They are mapped to your keyboard, so you can play them back as a drum kit. Grab this little MIDI icon here, and we can just grab that, pop it straight into our track. In the amp mod section, another really cool feature that we have now is we can sync to the clock. There's been a couple of updates to the looping, so this is where the loop starts, and we will just drag this in some more. And if you can get these to line up pretty much like that, you'll get a perfect loop almost every time. Now frequency is at version 2. They've done an update with this. Now that every single one of the bands has a dynamic section, and you'll see that band is now dynamically adjusting according to the internal sidechain. So the next plugin that I want to look at is Squasher. It's a multi-band compressor which is capable of upward and downward compression at the same time. We've got individual attack, release, drive and gate settings. So the upward compression, the gate works with that. You can also drive these, so you can use this as a multi-band distortion as well. And then down at the bottom, once again, you've got side chaining. Now the last plugin I wanted to look at is Supervision. If you click down this level one, you have loudness, spectrum curve, spectrum bar intensity, all of this stuff. Basically split it as much as you want. And then going into each one of these sections, you can go and select different modules that you would like to have available to you at any given time. And there you have it. Cool, I hope you guys enjoyed the video and I hope you enjoy using Cubase 11. I'm pretty excited about it. Take care. Cheers.
There we go. Cubase 11. What's your favorite new
so,
feature, Chris?
My favorite new feature of Cubase 11 is that what you're asking? Yeah. I'd have to say all of them.
All the
all the
features. They're all good.
I used to use
the scale
Cubase.
thing, but
I've said this many times before. I still miss Cubase. I haven't used it in 20 years, and I still miss the MIDI editing of Cubase.
yeah, the MIDI editing looks really good. Ableton's MIDI editing, actually, we'll see in a bit, is feels smoother, feels nicer. They have.
Do you know who has the worst MIDI editing?
What?
Logic.
Logic, yeah.
It's just stupid. And I was working on Logic this week, and I was trying to move a region just from one bar to the next bar, and I kept dropping it like 17 ticks away. I was like, why?
Yeah, I remember I tried to use Logic. I think we were going to do stuff together, and I was like, okay, I'll because you weren't like going to use Ableton, so I was like, okay, I'll try and use Logic, and I think I got about 10 seconds into like editing a MIDI clip, and I was just like, this is horrible. It's
there's such legacy stuff from eMagic when it was like really old and stuff, and they just need to I think they need to maybe go to 11 and rethink the whole MIDI editing thing, and just programming on the piano rolls. Just it is so cumbersome and just it's not intuitive. So there
I
you
was
go.
saying Studio One is the best.
You will find out because Phil's got Studio One.
Yeah,
so
I know. I'm really excited to just see what the sort of general workflow and stuff is. I believe it is a sort of like combination of like Cubase, and it is the Cubase original Steinberg Cubase guys that
is it
coded it, and then I think they've sort of updated a lot of new features, and there's like a whole all like the stuff that Slate has, the virtual mix rack, and it's not the virtual mix rack, it's the virtual console collection. It's kind of built into the actual mixers. You can like select
this whole thing, I'm just going to put it out there, it's horrific for me to do. I have to do it in the next few days, and I'm dreading it, absolutely dreading it, because I'm not really technical.
What did you get, Cubases?
No, I got Ableton.
You're doing Ableton?
Yeah, I finally an hour of just hell trying to work out Ableton, and it's scrolling and zooming in, and how you go from vertical scenes to horizontal. It's just like drives me insane.
Speaking of Ableton,
oh yes, let's go and have a look at number 11.
Okay, so off the bat, there's nothing to really notice. I suppose there are a few things.
Is it graphic? Is the GUI any different?
It's pretty much the same. They've changed the categories down the side.
Right.
So you've now got a list of grooves. You don't have to go in and try and like do that anymore. Find your grooves here.
Okay, cool.
You can just go straight in and get them from here, which I think is a bit handier. And we've got a templates folder, which is actually a really handy thing, because I have my own templates folder, but then you have to sort of create a user space for it and do it that way. So, there's mine there. What have I got? Where can I drag them into? Let's see if we can drag it into templates. Nope. So yeah, you can save your stuff in there, and that's easily accessed. And then I suppose the biggest new thing is the vocal comping, which is pretty cool. Let me see.
We do have a clip. Will brought it out today. That's you saying in the last season of shows where you're going, vocal comping and Ableton is just so shit.
Yeah, I mean it was really difficult. So I think these clips are chopped. Let's see if it'll still show the take lanes. Yeah, so you can see the take lanes there, and then it's just as simple as grabbing your pen tool, and you can just select what you want, and it's really super easy.
Now, Logic's had this for a while, but this is something you guys have been screaming out for.
Yeah, I mean, just if you're working on vocals, if you don't have it, it's really annoying. And then also we have linked tracks now. So I've got these two tracks linked, and I can do all the sort of lengths and fades all together now, and you can do that.
So when you're linking, apart from lengths and fades, is there anything else that's linked?
Moving.
That's it. So there's no, like, you could have one row of, if you open up a compressor in one channel, it'll open up in the other channel.
Check if there is. see, you don't actually seem to be able to get into automation with it linked. Let's see if we unlink that. Yeah, there it shows the automation now. So yeah,
Okay.
automation's not linked. So it is just.
It's literally the edits sort of move about,
Yeah,
arrangey.
I think
type
again
stuff.
it's very much focused around that vocal editing sort of idea. So yeah, those are the two main workflow things. There is some stuff in MIDI as well. So let's get a couple of MIDI tracks.
I mean, you're loving this update. You got it.
Yeah.
Thankfully, we got the beta. Had to play about, and it was instantly. This is some stuff I've been crying out for.
Yeah.
I think I was reading earlier on. I was reading some posts, and I do think some people complaining about these 11 updates. It's both in Cubase and in Ableton. I think we're getting really spoiled these days. People are going, oh, well, it doesn't do this and it doesn't do. It's like, come on, like they're always being improved. Every year we're getting new features, and I think sometimes we expect too much, and some of these things are they're really, really interesting and brilliant.
Yeah.
Like Logic's last update was really, really huge, and I think they should have went to 11 with that last update. With
What all did
the
it?
live
It
loop.
had a bunch of stuff.
It had the looping,
The clip editor
you had
stuff.
clip editor stuff, you had sequencing, you had new remote. You can actually start on Logic on your iPad and then save it, both open it up in your main DAW. Loads of was there a couple of new effects? Again, bunch of new samples.
That's
but
right, all the
yeah,
sampler instruments and stuff were all updated. Was that?
yeah,
big?
that's the sampler was updated. So you have quick sampler, and then you have sampler, which was the big new EXS24, and it's brilliant. I love using it, and
Yeah.
graphically really, really nice. So yeah,
Cool.
so really, really cool.
Yeah, I mean some of the stuff. I mean, there's the main devices, sampler or simpler, haven't been touched, but do have new MIDI editing stuff, and it's just a nice workflow improvement. Previously in Live 10, if you wanted to edit different MIDI parts, you had to sort of try and find them with the mouse and click on them, and then it would sort of switch and you could move and do stuff. Now you can click the top bar. You have to have two selected, and then you can click the top bar and switch between them, or you can turn focus off and it'll show you both at the same time, so you can sort of move them at the same time. So that's really handy. Just solves solves an issue with the last one. It was a bit clunky. And then you also have the new scale stuff. So let me find some synthy stuff. So here's some chords.
Mm-hmm.
They need to dial down the colors a bit. It's kind of annoying. So
Somebody asked, did it come with new skins earlier? Don't think it does.
Let me just check out. I did change the skin earlier. Look and feel. You got all the original 10 ones. Dark, mid, light, and light. If you need new skins, just go to Ableton. What's it called?
Ableton themes.
Ableton themes. You can get the Sonic Academy one. I don't know. Actually, I haven't checked whether they update. Don't see too much difference that you would need to change anything. So now in the MIDI editor you can assign a scale. So if you select scale, then you can select major, minor, and all the various iterations, and you can hit the scale button and it'll only show you those notes in that scale. Now a lot of people, and I think it was one of our tech tips, a lot of people were creating a full scale of MIDI notes and then using the fold button.
Yeah.
And that would then show you your scale. So this is kind of just that, but it makes it a bit easier and a bit more solid. And it means you don't have a bunch of MIDI before your actual MIDI part. So another handy feature. I really like though in the Cubase one we were just watching, where they have scale quantizing. Did you see all that?
No, so you can play anything and then quantize it to scale.
Yeah,
It goes zoom.
so it'll quantize it to scale, but also say for example, I suppose this kind of works the same way. Let me just see, actually, does it work the same way? Would it keep that in? don't even think I've got an instrument on there.
While you're working away, a couple of people are asking, can you get a free upgrade if you buy 10 now? I think
You do
there's
get
a
if you
10
buy
or
now,
20.
yeah, you do get it. You can buy 10.
There's a discount for 10 and a free upgrade then once 11 becomes available.
Yeah.
So
let's get just a basic instrument. What have we got? Let's get some mallets.
I can't hear them. Have you?
Nor can I.
What have you
I
done?
don't know.
There you go. You forgot you assigned a fader, didn't you?
Oh yeah, maybe I do just have that turned down. Yeah, that could be the thing. Oh, it is playing. It's just a knock. That's not what we're after at all. There is it? Like, let's try something else. Yeah, these are brilliant sounds, aren't they? Classical keys.
Screen cam, I haven't been told here
Oh, yeah.
because you forget the switch. There you go.
Oh yeah, so I wanted to just check. So you can hit scale mode and then. Yeah, so that's keeping it in key. Kind of.
And can you force it then to go from the minor scale to a major scale? So if you select.
No, you couldn't do that. No, I think that is the cool thing about Cubase, where you can actually do that. It'll map your notes for you. So that would be a really cool thing. I mean, we have got, the scale.
Scaler.
Yeah,
Isn't it
it's
you
like
call
a scale
Scale.
MIDI
Scale.
plugin.
No, it's not. It's just called. Yeah,
So you can
that's
sort
the
of
one.
assign stuff there. Yeah, where do you set major? You can't even set majors and minor there. I thought you could. That's weird.
There you go.
So there you go. What else have we got? What was there questions there?
We have got some new reverb, hybrid reverb, and the tension, the spectral stuff.
Yeah, the reverb is really cool. Because I didn't actually try it that much on drums. Reverb on that already. Let's have a look. Just bring it down there. What is there? Is it?
Just trying
to figure out where the reverb is on that. It's on a send. It's on a send.
well prepared as ever, Phil, aren't we?
Yeah, you know me. just
Making it up as we go along.
Okay. Yeah. So
I always remember from Season 1, you're saying this reverb. You don't want to hear the reverb. You want to feel the reverb.
Okay, so they've actually organized their devices into groups now, which is handy as well. So it's all there. Where would reverbs be? Pitch modulators, time and space. So hybrid reverb. So I think initially we have, let me get rid of these. So you've got your convolution reverbs, and you've also got the algorithmic reverb.
And for those out there, just very, very briefly, who wouldn't know the difference between an algorithmic reverb and convolution. Convolution is kind of a sample.
Yeah, it's a sampled
of
reverb
space.
from a space, yeah.
Of a real space, and it's just kind of a sample of that reverb, whereas an algorithmic reverb is kind of an algorithm of a reverb, which is kind of essentially very, very, very small, short delays, isn't it?
Yeah, and
And this is then you can combine the two, because sometimes convolution can sound a bit weird.
Yeah, can have
And
ringy tails
algorithmical
and stuff like that, and
algorithmical cannot sound so real. So this is kind of like hybrid, where they maybe combine both of them together in one swanky reverb.
yeah, the convolution reverbs are the same ones we had in Convolution Pro from the Max for live stuff. But the more interesting one is the algorithmic, because there's some quite cool ones. We've got a shimmer.
Everyone loves a shimmer these days, don't they?
Get absolutely massive.
Oh yes. Check that out.
So they're interesting as well, and you can actually freeze all of these as well. So if you create something crazy, you can make your own like drones out of it.
Distorting people's ears?
I don't think so. Not.
It's like the orb never went away.
And then we have this other one, Tides. I thought was really cool.
Okay.
You have sweeping.
Yeah. So it's called. Yeah. Is that like an LFO or something?
Yeah, it seems to be some sort of modulation on the tail.
Yeah, really nice. Oh, what's happening here? That's amazing. Good lordy.
And then you can freeze that. Again, a little of the stuff that we were talking about when we were doing Demo Doctors, and then the first season was, creating interesting transitions and more creative effects, and this stuff like is perfect for that.
I'd be just worried I would get so self-indulgent, going, "Oh, this is amazing," and then the listeners going, "Jesus Christ, he's going on with these."
Any of the big tracks from last season that we were listening to was. They had lots of spot effects and lots of nice cool stuff, and just those wee touches and creating reverbs and automating them and doing stuff like that. So I think it'd be really cool for that.
No, it totally is. What about the spectral stuff?
Yeah, let's look at that. So all the other algorithms are good too. Dark Hall and Prism, all really nice, wide. I wouldn't say they are necessarily competing with the likes of Valhalla Room. Valhalla Room's still bigger and sort of more real sounding, but these probably more sort of effecty and sort of, you can sort of do more crazy stuff with them, I think.
Yeah, I think it does sound really cool. Sounds very interesting, and as if you could get crazy with it. And I want plugins that destroy things.
Spectral
like this.
Spectral resonator. So this is, how do you describe this? So it basically breaks up the signal into partials using an FFT conversion, in the same way you would get with, what does FFT?
Granular.
Yeah, sort of granular. Well, do you know when you look at a sort of spectrum analyzer, it does that sort of same thing, but you can actually modify then each of those partials. It breaks them up into those. And then you can modify how those are being played back.
It becomes quite vocodery, doesn't it?
Yeah, so you can actually use MIDI.
Oh, so is this where you can make it polyphonic?
Yeah,
drums?
so if I solo this as well. Is that actually working? Post effect.
It's amazing.
Great. That's because of no MIDI actually playing.
Amazing.
What do you see, Chris? Have faith.
Everyone in the chat's on the edge of the seat. Wow. Ah.
We should have used the.
That's cool. That is pretty sweet. Isn't that class?
Cool.
Yeah, I really like that.
And then you can do stuff. You've got chorus.
Oh.
And then weird random.
Ooh.
And then you can have unison as well.
That's really cool. Really.
Again, just creative effects. You could be doing
Totally.
really interesting stuff with, and
But very usable there's sometimes there's
extremely
creative
usable.
effects that
I think it does tie again. I'm just repeating myself again, but it does tie into that thing of like, how can you do something that sort of sounds a bit different and sort of sets you apart and makes you more sort of unique until everyone starts using it, and then everyone's got the boing boing sounds. So, and then
what
the time one. So this is just, I would say it's like an advanced delay. You can do sort of. It's not dissimilar, I suppose, to grain delay in a lot of ways.
Yeah. Like just a more advanced grain delay. And while we're here, the chorus and phasers have had re-rubs as well. Have they been updated?
Yeah. The thing about this, you can like do trigger
Screen.
things.
Somebody's asking to me.
Oh,
Mr.
sorry.
Deadly Custer saying, "I know we're beautiful."
Right, sorry.
I'm-
Sorry.
That
was your job, Chris.
That was my job.
Your job.
That was really cool. And have you tried this on a few different program material, like vocals or drums, or does it work really well on just drums, or
Yeah,
equally well on
it sort of works
leads?
on quite a lot of stuff. I mean, obviously, it's not going to work on everything.
That's really nice. What else have you got? What new toys have you got? What else new toys?
Boop, boop, boop. Yeah, the chorus and ensemble stuff is nice. Let me just get up I'll get up a basic and a patch for this one. Actually, I can just pop it on these ones that are here. I think on Synthy. Yeah, these were. I was really surprised at how good these sounded when I actually used them, because a lot of the time I switched to using third-party chorus and stuff, because it just I really hated the previous Ableton ones. These seem to really sort it out.
They seem pretty solid.
Just a nice vibe to it. You can do
Yeah.
high pass as well.
Which is always useful.
Good ensemble.
They seem quite tight for choruses. They're really good.
And then a weird vibro. You wanted to make your stuff just a bit wonky. And then the phaser and flanger are probably even better, I thought.
Cool.
Just sound good. Just
Is there a bit of is there a bit of
that
distortion
was
happening on
me
that, yeah?
pumping up the warmth control.
Warmth? Yeah, okay. It's nice.
Flange is really nice as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's lovely. That's really nice.
It's nice, isn't it?
Really, really
And
nice.
then we've got a doubler, which is just sort of your basic doubler. Just sounds great as well.
And use on vocals and stuff.
Yeah,
that would be
yeah.
kind of.
I think
And
that's
that-
kind of the main devices. There was Redux they've sort of touched.
That's right.
So ironically, it sounds smoother to me. I don't know what that says about a bit crusher, but I think just more usable.
Cool.
Whether it's been oversampled or whatever they've done, I'm not sure. What other stuff?
What other stuff?
There's just some new MIDI stuff in terms of the note expressions, so you can.
Oh, MPE.
Yeah, you got MPE now, so you can do slides, and you can do so. You can basically it enables you to, if you've played a set of chords, and it has to be an MPE enabled device, but you can pitch an individual note while keeping the rest of them the same.
Or you can modulate one note in within a chord,
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, so it's a really cool. It's if you've ever seen the Rolly C board, we have a course on it. It uses MPE.
Yeah.
You do need an your synth or whatever you use. I think Wavetable and stuff is an operator.
Yeah, a couple of
have
the
been
instruments
updated.
are currently MPE compatible, and I think they're going to update the rest at some point. And then what else have we got? They've sort of just edited this area a bit as well, just bigger buttons. And
Do you like that? I was.
I think it just
we're
will take
getting
a minute to get used to. But yeah, I think ultimately it's a good improvement. And then
There we
also
go.
follow actions you can now do
Oh, yes,
on. I think how do you get the follow actions on a?
I don't know if you can do it on
Oh, yeah,
that.
you do
Do you
it
not
on
have
the
to do
side,
it on
yeah.
scenes? Yeah.
So you got follow actions on scenes now, so you can jump from scene to scene, and they have a new
Skip.
to any, so you can select a particular to other. So how do you set what other one it is?
Should we drop down? Is it any?
Oh,
You
it's
selected
jump,
other.
Jump. There we go. Jump, and then
Jump.
yeah, you can jump like five down type thing. So yeah, that is
That's
it.
pretty cool. Yeah.
Pretty much.
So there you go.
Have we
Guys, that's
any
a quick.
questions about any of that stuff?
I don't know. Just reading through the questions here. People talking about prices. The phaser flange is the DJ M600. They think Alaman.
Yeah,
I know him.
sounds very similar, doesn't it? That phase, that big.
Yeah. I mean, because I think Steve did a DJ M600 free phasery plugin thing.
Yeah.
But I think it never got updated. It was only 32-bit. But there you go. That's a quick look at from Protoculture Cubase 11 and the Expert Phil on Ableton 11. 2 DAWs coming out in 2 days. So it was a busy week here, turning all the content around in first looks. If you want to know more, we do have a first look with Phil on our YouTube channel. We do have a first look with Protoculture on our YouTube channel, which you're watching now. So if you want to, after this, go and dive even more into that. This week's course is the Hydrasynth, the massive all-encompassing Hydrasynth with King Unique, our resident synth head. So if you want to check that out on Friday.
Yep.
Tomorrow.
Let us know whether you like the new time, whether you don't like the new time. We'll run it for a couple of weeks anyway, and just see how everyone's feeling about it. And what else, Chris?
I think
Demo Doctor. So get your demos
Demo
in again.
Doctors,
We'll do another Demo Doctor run next week. Guests. Are we going to do guests?
Yes, I think we'll do guests. We liked when guests were on, didn't we? Sometimes we had brilliant guests, the likes of UMEC, and we had Sean Tyas, who were just insane.
BT.
So yeah, we'll try BT. Yes, we had BT. Jeez, remember the night BT?
If you have any requests for guests, give us a shout, and we'll try and get them on board. Here's a question for you: do you prefer guests doing Demo Doctors, or do you prefer just us doing Demo Doctors? We were having a bit of chat about that, or a bit of a discussion about that ourselves. So.
We don't know whether you would rather us just talk about their music and their production and studios, or do you want to get them to listen to demos and feedback? Sometimes it was quite brutal. Sometimes it was kind of like, oh yeah, everyone's good. So yeah, let us know what you like, and we'll see you this time next week, 4 p.m. GMT.
Yeah.
If everyone hates it, let us know, and then we'll move it back to the usual time of 8 p.m. So yeah, we're just trying it out and seeing how it works. It's lovely to see all the same faces. Thank you, everyone.
Yep, thanks very much for coming. It's been good to dust off the controller, the buttons.
Yeah. The controller
get it all
buttons
going again. So
thank you to Will, Alid, and Bob Pies in the background for keeping us right. Thank you to Phil.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Chris. Thanks, Chris.
Thank you. Jesus, I was waiting on it there when you were just
Sorry about that.
watching
Snoozing,
comments.
I was reading comments. Sorry.
That's a great comment. So we're going to play you out with the ad for our last preset pack. I think it came out 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Progressive trance in Anna 2. Some mega fat sounds. We'll see you all next week when we'll do some demo doctoring and maybe have a guest or two.
Cool.
Who knows?
Catch you all next time.